Hello everyone, I'm Canadian Tipon, and today we are going to identify and discuss the head and neck muscles. This is the epicranial frontalis, orbicularis oculi, zygomaticus, orbicularis oris, cranial aponeurosis, occipitalis, temporalis, the masseter, sternoculi, the mastoid. Next is I'm going to discuss the head and neck muscle. First is the muscle under facial expression. Number 1 is epicranius frontalis and occipitalis. Two-part muscle consisting of frontalis and occipitalis that covers dome of skull. Its origin, frontalis, cranial aponeurosis, occipitalis, occipital and temporal bones. Its insertion, frontalis, skin of eyebrows and root of nose. Occipitalis, cranial aponeurosis. Action, frontalis raises eyebrow. Occipitalis pulls scalp posteriorly. Next is the orbicularis oris oculi, sphincter muscle of eyelids. Origin, frontal and maxillary bone. Insertion, encircles orbit and inserts into tissue of eyelids. Closest eyes is the action. Number 3 is zygomaticus, extends diagonally from corners of mouth to cheekbone. Zygomatic bone is its origin. Skin and muscle at corner of bone is the insertion. Action is raises lateral at corners of mouth upward, just like you're smiling. Next is the orbicularis oris. Encircles mouth, sphincter muscle of lips with fibers that run in many different directions. Its origin is maxillary and mandible. Fibers blended with fibers of other muscles associated with lips. Its insertion, muscle and skin at angles of mouth. Its action is closes lips. Next muscle is under the mastication. Number 1 is masseter. Masseter extends across jawbone. Its origin is zygomatic process and arc. Its insertion, mandible. Action, closes jaw. Second is temporalis, fan-shaped muscle over temporal bone. Its origin is temporal bone. Insertion, mandible. Action, closes jaw. Next is buccinator. Principal muscle of cheek, runs horizontally deep to masseter. Its origin is maxillae and mandible near molars. Its insertion orbicularis oris. Action compresses cheek. Next muscle is under the neck, under the neck. Number 1 is platysma, thin superficial neck muscle, plays role in facial expression. Its origin is fascia of chest and deltoid insertion, lower margin and mandible and muscle at corner of mouth. The action tenses skin of neck. Last is sternocleidomastoid, two-headed muscle located deep to platysma on anterolateral surface of neck. Its origin, sternum and clavicle. Sternum and clavicle. Insertion, mastoid process of temporal bone, simultaneous contraction of both muscle of pair causes flexion of neck toward, acting independently to rotate head toward opposite shoulder. It's like this. So that's all. Thank you.